Welcome, everyone, to another episode of A Step Ahead. Today, we're going to talk about open APIs and how we work with open APIs. We are joined by Chris Spears. He is the VP of Engineering and our security officer, and he also works with third-party relationships when it comes to APIs. And we also have Scott, who is our Chief QA engineer. And what we want to do is we want to go through and kind of explain how Streamline enables property managers to access their data in order to build applications or anything that they want. We have hundreds of API connections that we've built over the years, and the goal has always been to, in a way, open the data access to each individual user. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Chris, who's going to just give you a brief overview of why we have these APIs and some of the security measures that he has taken.
Hey, thanks, Carlos. I do believe that we have the most open, the most robust, and the most secure set of APIs in the vacation rental industry. One of the things I'm really proud of that we've done at Streamline is significantly improve the security, reliability, scalability, and also functionality of our suite of APIs. We have about 300 or so APIs in our library. We have made roughly about 100 of these APIs open to our customers. The rest of these APIs we will use internally. We have worked with hundreds of different service providers and Streamline customers. They use our APIs to build very innovative capabilities and features, whether it be custom mobile apps that they want to develop on their own, whether they have some customized business processes, whether they list on custom distribution engines that they want to design processes to get data out of Streamline and feed these service providers. Also, some unique disaster recoveries and other sort of data backup business processes. All of these can be facilitated through our set of API libraries.
Thanks, Chris. What I want to do is introduce you to Mr. Scott. We brought in 30 years of experience for QA. It's actually amazing for me to see.
Thanks, Carlos. A couple of things before I launch into showing you the depth of the APIs that we have that we ought to mention. One, our mobile platform and a lot of our user interface uses the same set of APIs to deliver the functionality. And so, these just aren't sitting out there as an add-on product. They're intrinsic to the way we build software at Streamline, which is really important. The second point I wanted to make is the incredible infrastructure that stands behind these APIs, the amount of volume, and as Chris alluded to, the security and so forth, is just, in my experience, phenomenally strong. So in addition to the robustness of what we got, the industrial strength infrastructure that drives the engine these APIs are built around, incredible. With that, let me just kind of underscore what both you have said. The level of APIs that we've got effectively allow you to go in and do just about everything that you can in Streamline's core backend by way of APIs. So, as you see here, this is Partner X, and I'm going to show you a couple of the APIs. But to give you an example, the security tokens, you can make and query reservations. You can get information about the properties that the property manager has, the availability, the owners of those, the resort logic, and the different room types. You control the work orders for maintenance and housekeeping. You can do yielding, and then there's some general. So it's just an incredible breadth of APIs that are available out there.
Got a quick question for you.
Sure.
Are these available to all users, all of our clients in Streamline?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. So you could use this to build, as I mentioned earlier, a mobile platform. You could use it to draw information into Excel, to write additional website capabilities, whatever. So these APIs.
There really is no limit. The limit is really the experience of the technical team and the nature of their need. We are adding new capabilities to our APIs all the time. If customers come to us and they have an innovative idea or they need a data set, we're typically able to tweak one of our existing APIs or build a new API for them to meet their needs.
And with the Partner X portal, you know, the onboarding, the barrier to using those that Chris just talked about is pretty low. You know, we have great experience given the number of people we've integrated with helping the developers who want to use and consume these APIs do that.
We have a complete set of documentation revolving around how to use our APIs, how to call different individual methods, how to set up your security settings, our API parameters, and example calls and example responses for all of the methods that we have in our API portal.
Let me give you a quick example of what you're talking about there, Chris. So if we go over here to a very popular one, to get property information, for instance. So this is the Partner X portal that developers would get access to the documentation, but here is an API method, and you can see the parameters that we call for that are required, and then there are optional ones. And then there's a request example. Interesting to note, we support both XML and JSON as the language to talk with the APIs. You can see a request in XML, or you can see it in JSON. You can get an example of what the response is for that call. Again, also in XML and JSON. I'll just pop these open. They all work the same way. They all look the same way on Partner X, but just to give you a quick survey of the kinds of things. There's the reservations. There's what, maybe 15, 20 different APIs there to get information on reservations. Same with the availability. We wanted to build a calendar application, for instance.
I saw yielding on the list. You can even externally yield.
If you want to do an offline pricing algorithm and then upload pricing into Streamline, that's available as well. Just one thing to touch on regarding the scalability and reliability of our APIs. We are constantly monitoring the health of our system and the health of our APIs. We do over 300 million API calls per week. That just gives you a sense of the magnitude of the number of customers that are pulling data from Streamline and the number of request calls, and then the infrastructure that we've built to support that number of calls. All done securely, reliably.
Very, very robust in my experience. I've worked with APIs a lot over my career, and this is as strong as any infrastructure I've seen for APIs.
All right, guys. Well, hey, thank you very much for your time. And if you have any questions out there, feel free to reach out to myself, Chris, or Scott. Chris loves talking about infrastructure, and Scott loves talking about QA. I love talking about anything. So thank you very much for joining us, guys, and have a wonderful day.
Hey, Scott, where do I go to do the background? Zoom. Okay, got it.
Got it. Yeah.
Looks weird. You might have too much light.
Me or Chris?
Chris.
That doesn't look awesome.
That's to me.
Yeah, you're really strobing.
I think that's too much light or something.
I actually turned my light on. I never work with lights on in my office.
No, Chris didn't. That looks cool.
Hey, thanks, Carlos. Huh?
Thanks, guys. Well, that looks kind of cool.
My computer does not meet requirements. Your computer does not meet the minimum requirements to use this feature without a green background.
What the heck kind of computer you got?
No.
Commodore 64.
I got a good one. How about this?
All right. Oh,
No, it says I
I'm going to do my hair.
don't have enough horsepower in my computer, I guess.
Don't worry. I'm just letting computer.
Jack of all trades.
Don't call me that.
Sorry.
Oh, I don't know if I can do that. Let's see.
It'll work. The only thing we have is we have but at the end of the day, the goal for our API, which Scott just took off the screen.
Sorry.
Okay.
All done securely, all done reliability. Hey, you forgot to record, dude.
That didn't.
No.
That's the only thing so far. I had the first time I did it, I forgot to record, and now every time I open this, I hit record.
That's all you do is record?
Yeah, because the first time I screwed up.